Hi, I'm Francois from Zoebakes, and welcome to my kitchen. Today on Tips and Techniques, I'm going to be talking about butter, and specifically softened butter. So if you have a recipe that calls for softened butter and you hadn't thought ahead to taking it out, it's fine. I'm going to show you several different ways that you can soften your butter for your recipe, some of them very quickly. So first of all, we need our butter. This is all chilled, straight from the refrigerator. Even if it's frozen, some of these things will soften up the butter very quickly. The first technique is remembering to take it out of the refrigerator and just set it on your counter and let it come to room temperature all on its own. It takes about an hour, maybe a little bit more if it's coming from the freezer. That's number one. Number two is taking your hard butter and chopping it up. So just unwrapping it and chopping it into as small a piece as you are willing to do. The smaller the piece, the quicker it is going to come to room temperature. Again, you'll just have to let it sit there, but because it's not a solid block, it's going to come to room temperature faster. So just chopping it up, letting it sit there. This is probably going to reduce the amount of time, depending on the temperature of your kitchen, by half or maybe even less of the amount of time. So that's number two. The next way is in the same vein, but this time we're gonna chop it up really, really small. In fact, we are going to use a box grater, or any kind of grater is going to work. Again, unwrap it. Our chilled butter. This works really well with frozen butter because frozen butter obviously is gonna take quite a bit of time to come to room temperature. The only issue with this is it's a little bit messy and it takes some time, but all you do is grate it. The smaller the pieces, the quicker they're going to warm up. Okay, so just let it sit, and already, just by doing it, it's already feeling pretty soft to me. So this is a very quick way to get your butter to room temperature. The next way is to put your butter on a plate, fill a big bowl up with really, really hot water. The water that comes out of my tap is like steaming hot, but if you don't have super hot tap water, you can either fill it up with a kettle or bring the water to a gentle boil in your microwave. However you can get that water hot, and then just let the hot bowl, obviously not the water, but just the hot bowl, create a dome over your butter, and that will gently soften it. Now, if you chop up your butter into smaller pieces, this is gonna go faster, but you don't have to. And so this is, you know, it's a great way to warm up your butter, but it does take a little bit longer to do it. So that's that. And then the final way that I do it is to put the butter into the microwave. I do it for 5-second intervals, and I just rotate the butter as it's heating. So after 5 seconds, I reach in, I rotate it so that it won't melt. We want softened butter, we don't want melted butter. But after about 10-15 seconds, depending on how cold your butter started out, after it's in the microwave, look at that, nice and soft and ready to use in my recipe. So those are the 5 different ways that I use to soften my butter, depending on how quickly I need to use it. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, please share it, please come back and bake with me some more. Thank you so much and happy baking.